Shine on, brother.
Yes.
So, welcome to the Gargantia / Kill panel. We are voice actors, and we should introduce ourselves, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Oh. Where are you going?
I felt bad because there was like half the room over there.
Oh.
I thought you were going to deliver a speech.
Nobody wants that.
Well, this is exciting.
I guess we'll begin on this end. Hi, my name is Matthew Mercer. Hello, everyone. Voice actor from Los Angeles, and projects I've worked on. Alvin and Tales of Exilia, Crom and Fire Emblem Awakening, and Smash Brothers. With this guy over here, mostly him. I just kind of come in every now and then to say hi. Levi and Attack on Titan, and predominantly for this panel, I am Chamber, this man's robot in Gargantia, and the delightfully shiny-nippled teacher / leader Nudist Beach, Aikiro Mikisugi.
Hi, my name is Alan Lee. I'm a voice actor, also from LA. I play Leto from Gargantia, and that's all I can really talk about right now, I guess. So, yay!
This is Alan's second panel of his life.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Moris, and I'm also a voice actor. Some of my favorite roles are Yubel in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Leo and Luna in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I'm also Cube in Martha Magica, Lifa in Sword Art Online, Amy in Gargantia, I'm Sophie in Tales of Grace's F, Adia Lee in Bravely Default. Oh my gosh, what else? Oh, Ritsu in K-On! Yeah, love my K-On fans. And lots of other things.
Hello, guys. How are ya? My name is Erica Mendez, and I play Ryuko Montoy. My name's David Vincent, and I'm a voice actor based out of LA. And some of the roles that you may know me from are Grimjow Jaggerjack from Bleach. Awesome. In Blue Exorcist, Arthur Auguste Angel. I do Senketsu in Kill la Kill. And video games, I'm Raymond Vester in Resident Evil, Robin in Super Smash Brothers, that's just coming out now, and Richard in Tales of Grace's F, and a whole bunch more. One of my favorites, Martial Law in Tekken.
I'm Erica Mendez. I am also a voice actor from LA, and I voice Aladdin and Magi, Ryuko and Kill la Kill, which is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Aaron and Fairy Fencer F.
Yeah.
Pac-Man and Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. I'm in Teleurescan Logi and Witch and 100 Night, and like other stuff, and more stuff for this year. It's this year now. It's 2015 now. Jeez. Yeah, a whole bunch more stuff that I get to announce later this year, and I'm so excited about it. Yay!
My microphone smells like pennies. Anyway.
Mine smells like animal fur.
Whoa. And they're off! Welcome to the panel, guys.
So this is gonna be a fun panel. What should we do?
We got questions over here.
Oh, we have questions. So
Question,
if
story.
you have a
How are you,
question,
Ruben?
you want to line up over there, and you can ask it to us. First.
The official black guy. Welcome.
Oh,
What scenes did you find yourself laughing at a lot?
all of them? A lot of the scenes between Ryuko and Mikisugi for sure. Because every scene, his clothes are like melting off of his body. And it's hard not to. What's Matt doing over there? Matt. Keep your clothes on.
Take it off!
So yeah, most of those scenes, any scene with Mako's speeches in them are really good. And yeah, just most of those, yeah. I can't like pick any in particular because there's so many funny ones. They're all my favorite.
Nothing made me lose it quite as hard as seeing the Mako version of the Alien from the Alien movies.
Oh yeah?
I couldn't. I was in the booth on the floor.
Thank you.
Next question. Don't be shy.
So mine is sort of the same question, except to everyone this time. So,
That means I get a free
like,
pass.
after, like, so when you're being, like, super duper intimate and, like, you're doing, like, some super action scene or someone just died, and then you're like, oh my god, that's really funny, what's happening?
Is that a question or what?
Who's being
Can you
intimate?
phrase? So
You
what-
lost me on that.
So it's like, well, it's particularly between you and Nudist guy over there.
You don't have
That's
a
my
name, you're just nudist.
that's my new business name. Matthew Mercer, the nudist guy.
Mercer.
Available for bookings nationwide.
So like you're doing like the scene and like you're supposed to be super serious, but then you realize how silly you're actually being, and then you just start laughing.
That's-
How many of those? Is that like pretty much everything?
That's
Yeah,
most of it. Kill
there's a
Kill.
lot of it for sure. I think a lot of the times where I was laughing so hard that I couldn't continue the scene and they'd have to mute the other actor was for a lot of the extra like club presidents, like the random club presidents that they have names but nobody ever remembers them because they're just ridiculous names. So my friend Laura Post, who also voices Raggio in the series, voiced the ping pong club leader and like the tightrope walking club leader, and just the I could always tell it was her because I didn't know her voice so well, and then she does like these ridiculous like that yeah, inside joke. That like typical Japanese laugh, they're like oh kind of thing. She did that and I knew it was her, so I couldn't stop laughing at that. And then there's this one part with the ping pong club leader where she's like doing this thing where she's like flaming sir, and then just does that the entire time, and I could not stop laughing. It was so bad. I'm just thinking about it, I'm like dying. Oh my god. Sorry, moving on.
Are we talking about when we like have been recording a scene and it's trying to be serious and you realize how ridiculous it is and you lose it? There's a scene where Senket's he's horrified initially about getting ironed. He's getting cleaned. And so, I mean, this is really intense. And Alex Von David, who's our director, he's like, no, man, you're scared. You don't want Ryuko to leave, Ryuko, no! And then he starts getting ironed by Mrs. Monconcho, and he's oh, God. Oh, that feels good, So doing that, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
There weren't really any of those scenes for my character in Gargantia, but when I was doing Cube and Madoka Magica, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen it, when Mommy dies, I was like, I said spoiler alert, you guys. I was like, what? That was like, oh, wait, did that just happen? Yeah. I don't know, it's just like one of those things where you're like, oh man, shit's going down now. I just ruined the whole anime. No, honestly, I didn't. You all should still watch it if you haven't seen it.
It's a good show.
Even Rebellion.
Huh?
Rebellion?
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
I won't say anything about the movie. Rebellion is a third movie, and all I will say is that there is a third movie and that you should watch it immediately if you can.
For me, I don't know. Again, there were like too many funny like, oh my god, what am I doing? Actually, no, I take that back. There was like I do a lot of gibberish essentially. Like my character, when it's in Cassandra's like character's point of view, I speak a different language because I'm essentially from a different planet altogether, and so there are times where I have like paragraphs, and before we'd start, I just look at that, and I would look at Mad Slime, and I'd be like, what am I saying? Like, it's German, but it's not, but it's supposed to be intense. And so halfway through, I would screw up, and I would just go, blah 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 blah. I have no clue what's going on here. And then it would go with the flaps, and it'd be like, okay. And I turn to Tony, and he's on the floor laughing, being like, I wish we could keep that, but all right, move on. But yeah, that's all I got for that.
I remember there was one scene, it's towards the ends of Kill Kill, and I won't be too specific, but there's a giant vehicle in the shape of a blade, like a big pointed blade. And there's a sequence where a giant robot hand kind of grabs it, and the way it's framed is Mikisagi's in the front, like the foreground of the shot from the side, and so the blade kind of comes out at a very suggestive angle, and then a giant hand grabs it, and I'm screaming through the whole scene, and I couldn't get through the line because it was just the most obnoxiously, wonderfully overt, suggestive placement of everything at once. And then you have the glowing nipples, so it's just kind of the candles in the cake, if you will. But yeah, there's so many wonderful shots like that set up in the show that you're just like, no, this was intentional. This is purely intentional, and I salute them for that. Thank you. Good question.
Good question.
Hello, this is a question for everyone. Let's see, what would happen, or more like, how would the cast of Kill and Gargantia, what would happen what would they do or react if they switched worlds?
So the question was, what if the casts of Gargantia and Kill la Kill switched worlds?
Are there any irons in Gargantia?
Technically, I could be a large iron if you prefer.
We're gonna get along just fine in these new worlds.
Query, what is the meaning of this section? Query, what is the meaning of this section?
Query, why is this shirt humming? Why is this shirt moaning?
That's tough. I mean, I don't know, my character, I guess if he were transported in the world of Kill la Kill, and frankly, I mean, I haven't watched too much of it because I've been waiting for the dub to completely release before I can fully watch it. But from what I have seen, it's ridiculous high school and all these people have that stuff. If I have Chamber with me, be like, oh yeah, nice clothes. I got a mech right here. I'm gonna just obliterate him. Go, decimate him. Just go.
Query, try on this bikini.
Will it get me a job?
Possibly. Suggestion, wear this pink top.
I will do that. Yeah.
Now I just want to see Leto with glowing pink nipples.
Oh yeah, no, you totally be under Mickey's arm.
What is he doing to me? It's
hard to say because it's like the two shows are completely different dynamics. So I feel like the characters in Kill la Kill would have nothing to do. They'd just be sitting there like, I guess we'll just go to school like normal people now.
Thank you.
You got it, bud.
Hello, everyone.
Hello!
So I started performing last year, I guess technically now, and so I'm taking my first acting class this coming term.
Very cool.
So I'm kind of self-conscious or maybe insecure about a lack of wide voice range, and I'm just tips for expanding my voice capabilities.
Practice.
Yeah.
The short version of it, but if you're doing exactly what you're doing, that's the tips that I would give you. Is just take acting classes. Use every opportunity that you can to get on stage. Are you doing theater?
I'm doing a mixture of theater, burlesque, and other type stuff.
Okay. Well, any chance you have to perform, do it, because taking classes, you learn techniques, but also in performance, when you're up there performing, whether it be a stage show, be it behind the microphone, be it on TV, whatever it is that you're doing, every single time you do it, you learn something new. And I've personally been working on something and been asked to do something that I didn't think I could possibly do, and then I tried it and I did it. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and at first it's not really how big of a range you have. Like, I personally don't have a huge range. Like, the characters that I typically play are like teenage girls or creatures. So like, once you figure out what your niche is and what you're really good at, you kind of become known for that. So it's like, I'm not gonna go out and try to play like sexy, like middle-aged women or something, because like I wouldn't be cast as that, like with my voice. So it's just kind of like finding out like what you're good at, like what people want to hire you as, and then just getting really, really good at that.
Yeah, and essentially the thing, there's a lot of other very successful voice actors that only are known for one type of voice. Pamela Adlon, who, if you guys know, she did the voice of Bobby Hill in King of the Hill. She's done a bunch of animation. Or Kristen Schaal, who's in both Gravity Falls and Bob's Burgers. She pretty much just does her voice, but she's a great actress. She's really funny, and she knows how to play into the character's personality. So I wouldn't be too worried about the range being a setback. But definitely for learning what your range is, any free time you have, like for me it's in the car. Whenever I'm driving somewhere, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm that crazy person shouting to themselves alone on the freeway. Because that's the time you get to practice and just play for fun and improvise scenes against whatever those little voices in your head usually need an outlet. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, and then as soon as you find a cool voice, if you have a smartphone or some way of recording yourself, record what you find, and you can go back to later, listen to it, and get comfortable enough with it where you are able to pull it out at the drop of a hat. So just keep practicing and use your free time in the shower, in the car, anywhere where you're alone and comfortable being silly. Use that time to practice.
Cool, thank you. That actually makes me feel a lot better.
Awesome, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello.
My question is actually to all of you. What were your personal reactions to each of the different synopsises of what each Gargantia and Kill la Kill were about?
Of what the shows were about?
Yes, since you'll get a little synopsis of what Kill la Kill is about. That it's a school where clothing gives you powers, or Gargantia where you're a time displaced traveler on an ocean.
Me, I don't really, usually I don't really read synopsises. I go off like the aesthetic of it, because I took a lot of animation classes, so I'm all about like the aesthetic look of things, and like I'm really picky about certain things. So I mean, the art style looks great because it's Trigger, and that was fine and everything, but just the whole idea of like half-naked characters running around everywhere shouting at each other was kind of at first a turn-off for me before I saw the series, but I kind of gave it the like 3-episode try and was still pretty weirded out by it, and I just kept going with it because I hate myself, and ended up enjoying it like immensely. So I mean, I'm so glad I get to be a part of it, because it's not for everyone, but for the people that do like it, I know they like it a lot, and I feel like I'm one of those people, so that's how I feel about it.
Look, when my first experience with Kill la Kill is I actually did my initial audition, then came back and when you audition for something, they have what are called callbacks. And the callbacks is they ask you to come in and audition again because they're whittling you down to whether they like you for a part or not. They explained as much detail as possible what the show was about. And to be honest with you, my reaction was, wait, what? What is this show about? And then I finally got it, and we got into it more. And obviously with the animation style and whatnot, I was like, wow. And then I found out, it's done from Trigger. You know who those guys are, and so you knew that the sense of humor, and it was just going to be amazing. And amazingly insane and amazingly hysterical. I've never laughed so hard watching a series. It's just it's funny. It can be an emotional roller coaster. So I was very excited to be a part of it.
My first reaction to Gargantia was ooh, it's like Waterworld. And then I just like got to know my character more, and as soon as actually I got the audition, when I read her description, I was like, I'm gonna nail this. It's like, I don't know, I just like, all the characters that I end up voicing, I can like relate to in some way, and there was just something about her that I just really like identified with right away. So, I don't know, I was like eager to like jump into her shoes and like see what she would do in the water world.
No, for me though, it was like I took the theater approach, and I had when I got the role, I was doing the who, what, when, where, why, and I didn't. Well, when I was, I guess, preparing for Leto, I prepared certain things, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the space thing where like he's this, he's a soldier in space. I was like, because I'm a huge Gundam fan, and I was like, I'm gonna make my Gundam thing, and like Tony would take me away from that. But it wasn't until after recording it that I realized that it was really a story about growing up, and I had read somewhere afterwards that Gennaro Bucci, who planned the series, this was his uplifting series, giving hope to those of the age of maybe 18 to 23, of being like tossed into this new world and like breaking down your old beliefs and building new ones through your own experiences. That I was really just, I guess, playing myself more, I realized, and it was a great story of discovery and being able to adapt and go through the hard knocks and live. I think that was the most important part for me.
For Kill la Kill, much like you guys, when the synopsis was first given to me, I was like, what? And then seeing the animation the first couple episodes, like, this is crazy, go nuts. But what was cool too is, and for a lot of people that just watched the first couple episodes and said, this isn't my thing, the show has so many great themes and kind of takes and discussions on fascism and a lot of various historical dynamics to inner social warfare, and has a lot of Chinese and Japanese mythological references as well. It's a really, really deep show that's all hidden behind this kind of crazy, over-the-top cheesecake atmosphere that really begins to come into its own. And so that was when I really fell in love with the show, was when I began to see in the underneath layer, the sub-layer. For Gargantia, I'm a fantasy sci-fi nerd anyway, and so when I was given the synopsis, I was like, this sounds really cool. And I was expecting more of like a space warfare at the top, and then when I went into the other world, I was at first a little disappointed since I want to see more of this crazy futuristic circumstance, but then once again it brings the story to this much more personal, much more human level that I wasn't expecting to come out of the show, and especially being the non-human character, that was kind of an interesting take. But it grabbed me that much more, and I found it was a much smaller, much more personal story than I expected it to be. So I found love of that show for a very different reason, but a really cool, unexpected reason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
Hello. So, my question is like, for Kill la Kill, it's like a big show, top 5, obviously for me. And like a buddy of mine actually, like we were kind of dissecting the show because we watch anime a lot, and then noticed that the Japanese and the English are both really, really good. I kind of wanted to know for the Kill la Kill and any oriented characters, like how did you prepare yourself to get into that? Like Ryoko's kind of like a tomboyish hothead, Senketsu is like the conscience, and then like Kill la Kill, pretty much everybody there, they have their own distinct kind of thing, and I'm pretty sure it's different for Gargantia. Like, how did you kind of jump in between, and how did you get into your character?
I just took all my clothes off. That was the easiest way. Jump right in.
I just jumped on top of Erica.
Whoa!
I gotta say, no. Nudist Beach is by far, like, we love Nudist Beach so much. We actually need like company out there, so
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Like, how did you, like, especially in the emotional moments where, like, Senketsu dies or something like that? Sorry.
You're supposed to say spoiler alert!
Okay, yeah. So then, but yeah, like, it was all.
He can't die, he's clothes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, yeah, like, how'd you get into it?
fascinates me is like in the more emotional scenes, because there's so many peaks and valleys in the series. And for the more emotional scenes where it's not all zany and wacky, that is something where you rely heavily on your director. I was familiar in I don't do this all the time, but I watched the series as we were recording. And as I knew where we were going with this, you just give into it. You realize what's going on, and to an effect, you try to recreate that reality of what's happening there. Because there's just a lot going on, and I also relied heavily on my director, who really helped to kind of take me out of the moment where I'm in a studio, I'm in a booth in Hollywood, and let's take this out, let's refocus, here's what's going on right now, and bring the reality and the realism of those emotional moments to it.
Acting.
Acting, I guess.
Thank you.
You got it, brother, you got it.
Hi.
Hi.
So I actually, let me start off with this. I make YouTube videos, just for fun, because honestly I have nothing else to do. And so, the type of videos I make, I rely very heavily on narration and the way I structure that. So, is there any advice you can give to me on how I can become a better narrator?
Read out loud
Read
as
out
much
loud,
as
yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Read out loud and work on your diction as much as possible.
I'll give you a trick for diction, and I'm sure you guys all know the pencil trick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So take a pencil, and make sure it's a pencil too, so that it doesn't hurt your teeth, like with a pen. Put a pencil in between your teeth, just like this. And then you'll look foolish doing it, but you're gonna have a pencil in between your teeth, and you're gonna read your narration really, really slowly and over-enunciate every single vowel and consonant. Do that. Then take the pencil out of your mouth, read your narration again, and your diction will, it just tricks your brain into making your diction much, much more clear. And you're gonna find, while you're reading it as slow and weird like that, you're also gonna find different levels in your narration of where you wanna emphasize something and whatnot. It gives your brain a chance to trick your tongue into using your vowels and consonants, and also into really focusing on what it is that you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
Pencil trick.
Yeah, I also recommend when you're reading out loud, recording yourself and then playing it back and listening to it also. It's just good to get used to hearing your voice. And if you're doing YouTube videos and you're already narrating, that's part of it too, but just getting used to hearing your own voice and kind of analyzing elements of your speech pattern that you want to work on improving, or you feel are really, really clear and good rhythms to the way you're narrating something, and then you can kind of isolate those and use those in the future.
Yeah. And also breathe from your diaphragm. And I don't know, yeah, just practice.
That's actually an interesting point, and this was a really important thing I learned, was breath is so intrinsic to speech, and you have to understand that whenever you tell someone to breathe deeply, you see it in movies, you see it in cartoons, someone takes a deep breath, they breathe from the chest up, and that's actually an incorrect way to breathe. Your lungs don't go up, they don't go out to get more air, they go down. It's an expansion into the stomach, so to breathe properly and to get more air and more support, you actually are letting your stomach below your lungs expand out, and that's when you know you're breathing correctly. So that's a really good way to get used to breathing when it comes to speech, so you don't run out of breath for long sentences, and you have more support for your voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got it.
What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
First of all, I wanted to know if I have permission to record this question and answer back.
Depends on the question.
Yeah.
You know that.
No, you can record it.
What's the question?
If it's bad, we'll just shut you down.
Alright.
What?
It kind of. Alright. Sinketsu, man. So, what exactly happens to you during Ryoko's time of the month? Do you get like, oh, or like, do you just get like bitchy and angry, like want to eat like ice cream all day, or what happens?
Yeah, I think that he becomes a little aggravated. Perhaps he gets hot flashes.
That's a new one.
I think honestly that's the first time I ever got asked that question.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
You're the first, buddy.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
Round of applause.
Nicely done.
I actually think I watched your face snap. Like a little part of your brain like broke at that moment. That was pretty awesome.
I actually see. Did he just ask me what I thought he did?
We all learned
The
something new
answer is
today.
no, you cannot record that question.
We want to just take questions from the audience if you want to raise your hand. Yes. Oh, we good. Go for questions now. User. And then you, sir, you're next. Yeah, go for it.
You can talk into a mic just like us.
Yes.
Voice actors, they're
Okay.
just like us.
So yeah, this is to Miss Lee.
Yes.
In your opinion, how do you think Dodori, Mitsu, and Sophie would react to Cube?
Ooh, how about Sophie, Ritsu, and who? What?
I think I did Dia or...
Sophie, Ritsu, and Adia react to Cube. Okay, let's see. Sophie, let's see. Okay. So we all know who Cube is, right?
Yes.
We don't? Okay, how many people know Cube? Okay, lots of people. Basically, Cube makes, he offers teenage girls a chance to make a wish, and they can make a contract with him, and he'll make any wish come true. And what they don't know is that there's a lot more to the contract than Cube lets on. Okay, so Sophie, I think she's like really innocent and naive, and she would probably make a contract with Cube, and then it would be really sad because we all know what happens when you make it. Well, some of us know what happens when you make a contract with Cube. So I think Sophie might be screwed. Adia's like a tiny little badass, so she would be like, go away, and she would probably like behead him with her sword, which of course would do nothing because Cube would just come back, but I don't think she would make a contract. And then Ritsu, Ritsu's so like happy-go-lucky. I'm not sure that she has enough like teenage angst for even like Cube to go after, because he tends to go after like teenage girls and like their worst emotional times ever. And like Ritsu is like, honestly, I love Ritsu, but she's not very deep. So I don't know if Cube would necessarily go after her, so I feel like they wouldn't really do a deal.
Okay. And that just reminded me about Lifa.
Oh, Lifa. Oh man, see, okay, Lifa, I feel like if she had to do something to like save Kirito, like if he was in trouble and for whatever reason, like she couldn't save him herself inside the game, she would make a contract with Cube because she's like such a giving person and she's so good and she cares about Kirito so much. I think she would do it, and then it would be like really, really heartbreaking. Yeah.
Thank you.
So thanks for putting all my characters through the ringer.
Yeah, you had one.
Yeah, if you guys have questions or you want to save yourself time.
Oh yeah, you guys
feel
can
free.
also, if anyone else has questions, you can make your way over there to the person waving.
Yeah.
So guys, hi, my name's Omar.
Hi,
up,
hi,
Omar?
Omar.
Oh no, Omar's coming. Wire reference, anyone? You're too young. Never mind.
So I've been a beginner voice actor for about a year or so. I've done theater for like half of my life and choir and then singing for like all of my life.
Awesome.
And when I get into a character, I feel like there's a wall I should possibly pass to become the character. Because when I get in character, I kind of I lose my own self. Like I'm like, this is me or is this that one person? So how do I fix that?
You send yourself into an existential crisis by getting into character.
It for me, because I play, right now, I'm voicing over for My Little Pony thing. I'm Sombra. And he's big and evil, and I'm like nice and caring. He's got this big voice, and I'm like, hi. So for me, I think there's like a wall that I can't get over to get into his character.
Horvitz's. He's a voice actor who does like Invader Zim and Daggett from like, you know, Angry Beavers and like Billy from Billy and Manny and stuff like that. I've taken classes with him, and he's really big about playing pretend. And so he'll tell you to play pretend, and basically when you refer to the character, you shouldn't ever refer to the character as it being you. You should refer to yourself as being that character. So he'll ask you questions like, you know, what would so-and-so do? And then if you answer with, well, I would do, he'd be like, no, what would so-and-so do? And then he'd keep going through that until you respond with, well, you know, whoever, you're playing would be. So it's just about like, just really kind of letting yourself go and just believing that you're that character for that moment. So, but I mean, that's because I'm pretty quiet normally. I mean, when was the last time I talked on this panel? It's the first time I talked in a few minutes. But so just, I mean, I'm pretty quiet, and I'm not nearly as bombastic as Ryuko is, and that was a challenge for me. So I kind of, I had to break myself out of that and kind of let myself go, and it really helped, just kind of, I can't, words. I need a script, help.
There's only so far you can take method until like, well, to really be this evil person, I should not murder a neighborhood. Like, you don't want to get too deep into the
Right, I didn't mean like that method, but you know what I mean. Don't go out and kill people for the sake of the character. Burn villages,
Yeah, it's a hurdle that I think every actor struggles with to an extent in their career, but at the same time, you never want to really lose yourself entirely in that character. It's a costume you're putting on. It's a facet that you've created of your personality that you've maybe isolated and built on, and you can put it on, but you have to be able to take it off again. And if you feel like you're missing out because you're not completely losing yourself, you might be looking for something that you don't necessarily need. It's more of just a comfort level and getting the experience to be able to be comfortable to take those steps in a direction that maybe are out of your comfort zone. But don't feel like you're missing out because you're still conscious of being yourself necessarily.
I'll back up what Matthew said, and I think it was online. I saw this somewhere, but it was Sir Ian McClellan, and he was getting interviewed from somebody, and the guy was like, "Well, how? Tell us your secret to going in and being these characters that you play." And he looks at him and he goes, "I pretend that I'm that character." So, and that really is what it is. You're not losing yourself entirely, so don't feel like you're missing out or you're not a good enough actor because you're not totally blinded in this character you're playing. Because reality, what's your name again? Omar? You're Omar playing that character. But you have to give yourself the freedom to really play and have fun with the character that you're doing.
It's a lot about having fun.
All right, thank you guys.
You got it.
That's a good question.
This is for David and Erica. What do you think of Mako and Nui individually?
Mako and Nui individually, just as ourselves? What we personally think of the characters. Mako is my favorite character, actually. I was a little sad that I didn't get to audition for her. I know she's not typically in my voice range, but I would have at least liked to try. I wouldn't have gotten her, but I just wanted to read, the sides and have fun with it. But I didn't get to do that. But I got Ryuko, so that works too. And Nui, I love to hate her. She's so, visually she's just so, pretty and bubbly and pink and stuff. Then you get into her character. No spoilers, but she's just the most evil thing on the planet while still being that, cotton candy, sweet kind of character. So, she's cool, but Mako's still my favorite.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love Nui because, she is just this cute, bubbly, but evil at the same time. And isn't it,
Stephanie.
who voices her. And, if you know Stephanie, but, she's just really good at that. She's really good at it. So, I love that character, but also I have to parrot Erica and say that Mako is one of my favorite characters because she is hysterical. And Christine Kamenos, who does the voice for Mako, it just knocked it out of the ballpark. I mean, everybody did in the cast, but that one, she even told me a story once where she nearly passed out in the booth recording that character because she was so animated and the character's just so crazy. So she's a very, very fun character to watch. You got it. Good question.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys.
Likewise.
I have one question. Like, how do you guys deal with like the negative criticism of dubs? Like people saying like they're not as great as the original ones. How do you guys deal with that criticism?
I just tell them that subs suck.
You got a great story.
Well, I eat a lot of ice cream and stay at home and cry. No, I mean, from an opinion standpoint, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, not all art will resonate with other people. Some people might be purists, and they're welcome to be that way. You know, they might. It's just a different interpretation. It's not going to be the same, and you're welcome to compare them. But our interpretation might be different from theirs. Even though we're trying to stay as true, we're doing our best. So, nothing against the people that don't like the dubs. If they're verbal and being, dicks about it, and keep writing on Facebook about it, then maybe we'll get in a little confrontation. But that's entirely their prerogative, and I can't judge people for having a preference. However, I was telling them I did have someone send me the Thundercats, the new Thundercats release went over to Japan, and then the Japanese dubbed it in Japanese, and then someone sent me a page translated of people on forums complaining that they won't watch it in Japanese, only the original English like it was intended, and I was like, yes! Vengeance!
I got a funny story about that too. I forgot about this one. I was did the dub of Fate Zero. I played Archer, and in Fates there are different ways that we're credited. And I was credited under two names. One was David Ernest, and the other one was David Vincent. And I was reading a forum. I think it was on YouTube, and it was a comment, and one person's like, David Ernest sucks. They totally should have got David Vincent to do that voice. Right below it. The person's like, you're an idiot. It's the same guy. You know? It's just funny, and you just have to let it go. And yeah, whatever their people's preferences are, that's fine.
See,
True story.
I don't mind when people like subs because obviously they're entitled to their opinion. What makes me the most aggravated is when they don't like give the dub a try and give it at least like a 3-episode try and just judge things based off the trailer, which is usually out of context because they take the Japanese trailers and then just take lines from the show that were matching the Japanese trailer that they had dubbed over, and it's like a don't knock it until you try it kind of thing, I feel like, because so many people are just so quick to be like, no, I watched the Japanese first, so that's automatically better, and that's fine, but give it a try.
In the Japanese trailer, I think I had like one line or a couple of words, and people were just all up in a tizzy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Shucks,
Haven't
the way
really heard anything yet.
The way he says the word through is terrible. Dubs should be awful.
He said the. I hated it.
Well, I don't, again, I totally agree with saying that, if you like and prefer the dub or the sub, that's cool, good for you, but I always, if we do ever get into that engagement in an argument, I say, well, I always believe that the Japanese and the English are two separate performances, they have two different directors, they have different actors, and those actors make different choices. And so, I'm always glad that, it's bilingual because it's essentially getting two shows in one thing, and you just have to click one button to get one performance, and then another button to just get the other one. But, in dealing with people who are like, no, it's just sub only, the dub sucks or anything like that, I argue, if you don't really, if you really want to, enjoy the percolations of a dub or a sub, if you don't speak Japanese and you're just looking off the sub, perhaps give the English a try because when you speak the same language, you may get something different from their performance. Versus just listening to the Japanese, getting what you can from that, and just filtering with your mind with what you read from the subtitles, if that makes sense. So, again.
I also feel like you miss a lot when you're just reading the subtitles.
Mhm.
Like you can't, like, especially in like Madoka or Gargantia, there's so much to look at, and like you miss out on it if you're constantly like glancing to the bottom and then glancing up and then glancing to the bottom. Like I don't like to watch anything that is subtitled that's been animated. That's just me.
All right, thank you. Nice meeting you all. Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This question is for David.
Yes.
And I know that your biggest role right now is, of course, Sengetsu, but do you remember, you also had a role in this game called Castlevania Portrait of Ruin.
Yeah.
Party?
Castlevania, yes.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Oh,
Actually,
good.
it's my favorite. Anyway, what's your opinion on your game roles?
On my game roles,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of game roles.
bet.
Yeah, I mean, doing video game work is a blast. I love, Blaze Blue is one of my biggest game roles out there. Do Jin Kisaragi and Hakumen in the Blaze Blue series. Doing martial law and Tekken was a personal favorite of mine. Being a part of Street Fighter was great. So, video games are a blast. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed video game, and the great thing is I've been at this a long time, and so video game voice acting really started expanding within the last 7-8 years. When I first started in the voice acting industry, there wasn't a ton of video game voice acting going on, and now I mean I've done productions like Halo 4, like just major productions, and it's amazing. So yeah, video games is definitely a favorite part of my career.
Thank you.
You got it.
Hello. This is for all the killers up there. What are your favorite? What were your favorite parts to dub in for either yours or another character's parts in Kill la Kill?
Any speech by Mako was just a delight to watch. Or there's that one character, I can't remember his name, but he's got the glasses and the big grill.
Takarada?
The one that
That Ben plays?
Yeah, that is just there's a character in the show who's like talking in these like really ridiculous, over the top kind of super urban accent with like a big grill, big glasses. He's just total like skinny white boy, and Ben does an amazing job. And I'm not even near the scene, but it's one of those scenes where the director Alex stopped me and was like, "You have to see this." He just played it for me, and it became my favorite character in the show outside of Mako. He wouldn't tell me who did it. He wouldn't tell me. I'm like, "Who did that? That was amazing. Who did it?" He's like, "I'm not gonna tell you." I'd wait until the rap
he
party
kept
to
it a
find out.
secret from all of us and would not say. I knew because I saw the sheet. But
You're not. You cheated. That was great.
But if you haven't seen anything from Volume 3 yet, I would suggest getting Volume 3 at least if you've seen the series already, because that character is amazing. Because they do that, they go to Osaka in part of the series, and the typical like Osakan thing to do in dubs is to make the character Southern. But they didn't do that, they made him urban. So he's talking about like slapping hoes and like, dollar bills and like stuff. And raining, money
And
on
making it
things.
rain.
Making it rain, yeah. And it's just, it works so well and it's so funny. So I suggest you guys check that out because it's pretty much one of the best parts of the dub, I think, in my opinion.
One of my favorites, and I'm like Cassandra because I tried to watch in the Japanese, but I missed so much because I was reading the subtitles. But when I actually saw the dubbed for the first time, was a scene with Matthew's character. It's so just ridiculous. Nudist Beach.
Super close up of his lips. It's like so creepily enunciated.
No, the way you did it though, like I was laughing out loud because Hiroe, the producer. producer had us do it at another premiere and had us making fun of each other's characters. And it was the first time that I'd actually seen his character dubbed doing that scene, and I just lost it. Especially when he comes up with the Nudist Beach. The windows open behind him, and it's like the clouds in the sky. It's so ridiculous. Oh man, so funny. Love that. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You got it.
I'll never forget it was at I was at this anime expo this past year, and there was a guy dressed as Mickey Sugi in his full Nudist Beach gear, and he didn't know who I was, so of course I had to go mess with him. And I walk up to him and say, "It's a great costume." He's like, "Hey, want a Skittle?" And pulls open the flap to the front of his gun holster in his crotch. And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Reached right in, took out a handful of Skittles, put in my mouth, went, "Thanks," and walked away. I got a picture with me with my hand in his junk. And he's like, "Oh, picture too." I'm like, "Cool, man, take care." And he had no idea. I hope somebody told him later on, so he'd be like, "Wait, the voice actor had his hand in my junk?" That'd be fun. Taste the rainbow.
Hi. Sorry, my voice is very sick. My question is for Matthew. What was your most heartfelt moment with the Nudist Beach?
Most heartfelt moment? Well, depends on like emotionally. I mean, his most angrily heartfelt was when they wouldn't say DTR properly because it's called DTR.
Was it Dantanburi Robo?
DTR.
Dantanburi
DTR.
Robo. You mean
DTR. But there were a couple of moments where him and Tsumugu would be sitting, because they have that history together, and they're both kind of the two lone leaders of the Nudist Beach group, trying to orchestrate the success behind the minds of everyone else. And they had a few moments in the bar when they're talking about what they're going to do and kind of what they're trying to accomplish. And I felt that, there aren't a whole lot of scenes that are very heartfelt with Mikisugi. He has one or two with Ryuko, which are really good too. But there's a few there with Tsumugu that I think are really, really kind of nice breaths, kind of calm before the storm moments where they have that connection of the two, where it's like, "All right, buddy, we're in this together. Let's hope this is a success." So I really liked those moments. Those were fun. Anyways, thank you.
Hello. Hey, so how would you guys recommend Gargantia and Kill a Kill, or how would you sell the show to someone who hasn't watched it yet but was kind of interested in watching it?
You gotta watch this, dude. It's awesome.
Do you like pink nipple lights?
Do you like girls in bikinis that also fly? Do you like the ocean? Do you like anime shows? Then check out Gargantia on the Verdus Planet, coming soon. Would you watch it? No. All right, someone else sell it.
In a world of boobs and butts.
And rainbow-haired MILFs.
A show where by the final part of the season, nobody has any clothes on.
Like tentacle monsters. Oh my gosh. No,
Do you like transvestites?
Do you hate squid?
Do machines intrigue you?
Now for Gargantia, I think we something like, do you enjoy a nice mix of time displacement adventures and a fish out of water type story in a post-apocalyptic ocean world?
Yes!
I got one!
Thank you.
That was so earnest. I mean, what is that?
I believed it.
I'm an actor.
I believe it.
Something's happening.
ever, forever? Okay.
Like, do you mean like in anime
In
or
an
like?
anime or a video game.
Or a video
you can
game.
pick any character that has already. Which would you pick?
I would like to reprise David Vincent's role as Soldier Number 2 in Halo 4.
Master Chief!
Man, you killed that.
It was amazing.
It is so good.
There's so many characters.
Babe the Pig? No, Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
In Bebop would be a dream of mine, but I could never do justice to what Steve Bloom did to it.
I really like Fruits Basket, so I would want to be Toru if they ever like remade that series.
My comics fan would say Nightcrawler from the X-Men. Because Kurt Wagner is one of my favorite characters since I was a little boy. If not him, just from my personal Final Fantasy nerd, it would probably be Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
For my comic nerd, I would probably go for Dick Grayson or Nightwing. He's the best. But if it were for anime, and I hope Joshua does this and reprise the role, but Tai from Digimon.
Yes.
For the Digimon Tri. Agumon, you've got to Digivolve! Something like that. I'm working on it.
All right, I think we are at time for the panel now, unfortunately.
Oh, we got one more.
One more. Let's do it.
Because she is me, and I am
Dressed for
her.
the occasion.
We have 1 minute.
Oh, I want to ask, what would you do if you woke up and you had glowing nipples?
You mean what do I do?
I would go to Matt's house and question what he did.
Well, I wouldn't have to worry about getting hit by a car at night. That's kind of Plus, I wouldn't have to use my phone for a flashlight if ever I lost something. Like, there's a lot of multi-uses there. Make a really bad spy, though.
Yeah. Ask myself, what was in that drink last night?
What would you do? You wouldn't put glowing nipples in.
Oh my god, I'd probably like.
You'd rave tassel?
Rave tassel. I'd own that. I'd be like, I'm not going away, so I might as well go rocket.
Hashtag rave tassel has now become a thing.
I would see if I could get a job at Jumbo's Clown Room.
Oh.
It's on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood.
The most wonderfully sad strip club ever.
I love that place. I've lived in there once. With a bunch of Australian people. It was a memorable night.
Good people to go with, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would transform my entire body into a light bright board. Because why not? You're already like 2 steps there, right?
Light bright, light bright.
All right, well, I think that's all the time we have for the panel.
Light bright board
Can't
nipples.
talk now.
It's time. I do have one request from the staff, and I kind of want us all to do it. That way we can all do it together. But they want a Nudist Beach yell. A Nudist Beach yell from all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we start soft and then crescendo. All right.
How many is it though? 3?
We'll do the 3 set. So it's soft, 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 beach at the end.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Nudist Beach. Nudist Beach. Soft now. Nudist Beach. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you.